Hello, assalamu alaikum, and welcome, greetings to all of you from London. My name is Stephen Hyde. So this is me on holiday. Like many of you, I have been looking forward to traveling again. And here I am skiing 2 weeks ago in France and also in Dubai a few months ago with my children. So our business push has around 70 people, and we have offices in London, Dubai and Athens. And in the Middle East region, we have been involved with helping advertise for hotel groups, airlines, people like Dubai Parks, Dubai Tourism Board. And our business helps small to large businesses, and what we are doing is working with advertising on Google, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram. So I'm going to look at some insights into travel and then look at speed, channels and automation. So the first thing to say is that travel is absolutely back in Europe and in many other parts of the world. It is back to the interest level before COVID. And this is across the world. So we are seeing improvements in travel interest in France. This is also Lebanon and other countries around the world. So I'm going to show you examples of case studies from the UK and also from the United Arab Emirates and other countries. So in this, what I'm showing you is that there's extra interest in airline tickets. And what you can see though is interest has increased, but people have changed their behavior. The main change is that people want to travel, but they feel like they're having to plan more and plan longer to travel. And so there are three key things that we can do. We need to firstly monitor the travel trends. Secondly, we need to understand that there are new travel audiences, particularly people that want to travel last minute. And because we're in a more dynamic travel environment, we need to use automation to help us manage advertising campaigns. So one of the things that you can benefit from is Google have an international growth program, which I'll talk a little bit more about later, but the international growth program helps businesses to expand into new markets. So now I'm going to show some examples of real customers that we've worked with. It's important for everyone to know that in the UK, there are some things that as a nation we are good at, some things that we are not good at. But one of the things that we have a lot of focus on is digital advertising. So to explain, 70% of the money spent on advertising in the UK is spent on digital. So first I'm going to talk about speed. So this is a customer that we work with for over 10 years. They have over 1,000 properties in a part of the UK. The main message, and this is a business that the owner has now sold their business, but the main message is that we always wanted to be quicker than their largest competitor. And the reason you want to be quicker is that as time moves on, more competitors come into the market, so the costs of advertising go up. So for example, we were one of the first to introduce Facebook advertising in 2008. The next thing I'll talk about is channels. And what we mean by channels is you have Google, you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have TikTok. And the main thing to point out is that we have this funnel of marketing, awareness, interest, desire, and action. And so the way to get a lower cost in your advertising is to pay attention to each of these different 4 levels. And what we see is that when businesses use 3 or more channels, they see a big increase, a 250% increase on purchase, engagement rates, inquiries. So they get better results when they use more channels. So the clever thing in digital marketing is how you combine the channels, how you combine Google, Microsoft, Facebook, TikTok. And here you can see how you can approach them in each of the levels. So here is a client that we have been working with for 7 years. The company is called Golf Breaks. They do golf holidays. This is my son, Zachariah. He lost the ball here. So with Golf Breaks, again, we use lots of different channels. So we use Google, we use Facebook, and we use Instagram to help get the better approach. And we are targeting visitors, so golfers from, say, the USA or from Europe to go to golf resorts or golf holidays in Spain, in Dubai, in different countries. So as an example, working with Google, we worked to try to get more visitors, so more tourists from the USA and from Scandinavia, so Sweden, Denmark, Norway, and we targeted getting those using Google and Microsoft, and we managed to get a very big uplift in bookings for them. And one thing I mentioned earlier, and this is the Google International Growth Program. So I would ask everyone to look at this page. What it allows us to do is to help. Google will work with you to identify opportunities in certain markets. It will then allow you, Google will then work with you to assess the market, looking at the competition, insights and analysis, and then look at how you can go to that market to succeed. So Google, as an example, asked us push in London to set up an office in Dubai with Arabic speakers. And it's also time when we look at channels to understand how TikTok is growing. This is data from the UAE, and it shows you the rise in popularity of TikTok. My final point is about automation. So Anisha in our Dubai office has worked with Emirates Airline, and with such a big campaign with 30 markets, 85 countries, you cannot just do that with human beings. You need some automation. So for example, we have built 50 new markets and with 22 different languages. So finally, to tell you how we might help, we offer consulting, training, and digital marketing execution. And as a business, we are very happy to be in a position where we have many awards from Google and from Microsoft. If people would like to, they could connect with me on LinkedIn. We are also running a webinar on TikTok on Friday. And I would say thank you and open up to any questions that you have.
Yeah, there's a question. Muhammad is saying, can we target people based on their jobs or work industry through Google and Facebook?
Yeah, there are solutions to doing that. And one of the combinations here is to not just target using Google, but for example, you can bring people in from Google and from Facebook and then retarget them on LinkedIn. But you can definitely do that. You can certainly target people based on the types of jobs that they have through both Google, Facebook. LinkedIn is obviously very important, and there's lots of ways to do that.
Just to make sure I got you correct, you said like you can target them through Google and Microsoft, but also take this targeting to LinkedIn. Am I getting you correct?
That's right. So, for example, on LinkedIn, if you use the Microsoft network, you can pick up data from people's LinkedIn profiles. And with Facebook, you can also use certain profiles that help understanding people's jobs. Are there any other questions about the different channels, Google, TikTok, Facebook, or any of those? We will also provide, if anybody wants to, we will provide a free consultation for 30 minutes for anyone that has questions. And please do connect on LinkedIn, and thank you for listening to my presentation.
It has been such a privilege having you, Stephen.
Shukran. Thank you.